Hey all, welcome back to Train of Thought. My name is Trey, and this is where I share my thoughts on the Winnipeg Jets. So the Jets just wrapped up game number 11 on the season and game number 5 in this homestand with 3-2 loss to the LA Kings to drop to 1-4 on this homestand and 5-6 overall. So I don't know. I feel kind of weird about this game. And, the Jets didn't win, so you don't feel great about that. But, I don't feel as icky as I felt when they've gotten blown out. So that's where I kind of feel weird. But it just didn't seem like the effort was there. They got badly outplayed for like the first period. And I'd say good chunks of the first half of the second period. Yeah, so it was not a 60-minute effort. And I know that in some of the games that they got blown out, that Coach Maurice was still saying, hey, the effort was there. We were still battling. Even when we were getting it handed to us, we still had the effort. So that's the thing to look back on is to say, hey, if we were to given it a full 60 minutes, what would have happened? I think another thing is the Jets' MO is to be fast, and they've been talking for years about we got to get our legs under us, got to get our legs under us, got to get our legs under us. You're hearing that from coaches, you're hearing that from players, you're hearing that from analysts, announcers, who pretty much everybody associated with the team. So they did not have their legs under them for a big chunk of the first period and probably into the second period. They were outshot, if I haven't said this already, 21-5 in the first period. So that's massive. I think the shot attempts were 33-13. It ended up being 41-28 in shots. So it's a lot of shots given up, but the defense wasn't awful tonight. And 28 isn't a bad shot total for the end of the game. But yeah, it was kind of a tough start, and it was 1-1 after the first period and 2-2 after the second. So I don't know if the Jets went, hey, we're still in this, and just played back a little bit. I don't think that they would do that, since they're prideful, competitive, professional athletes. But yeah, I think that was a big thing. It was nice to see them score even strength when they haven't done that in a little bit. But their power play also went 0 for 4, while the 0 for 5, excuse me, and the Kings went 1 for 4. So that's a big difference in the game. Right there, if the Jets score on one of those, we might be at least going to overtime. If the Jets commit one less penalty or so, yeah. So I guess it was their third penalty that the Kings scored on. So, but the last penalty that they took, there was only like 4 minutes or so left in the game, so that put them on their heels for 2 minutes instead of being on attack. So, I don't know if I'm really going to talk about individual efforts, about plus minuses, or how good this guy did or how good that guy did. Besides Connor Hellebuck, 38 out of 41. The first 2 goals were that he allowed. The first one, Dmitry Kulikov's stick got caught in his around his neck, so he was out of place. There's like a section of the net open that maybe he would have gotten to, and boom, it's 1-0. So how many times are you going to see that? So you take that away, it's a different game. Second goal he gives up. Huge scramble in front of the net. Also on that, there was a possibility that there could have been too many men on the ice called. Yeah, so that was one thing. And on that goal, it ended up that they had to review it. They played on for about like a minute or so, and then the NHL in like the headquarters in Toronto kind of buzzed in and said, "We want you to look at that." And so they paused the game for a review and found that he scored. And Hellebuck was a little out of position on that goal where he blocked the shot, but his pads were in the nets and the puck was too. So, so that's how the second goal was scored. As far as the Jets goals, Kyle Connor had like a great play. They had a great stick battle to kind of turn the puck over, keep the puck in. Connor scored. Second goal, probably one of the most interesting aspects of the night is they split Blake Wheeler and Mark Scheifele up and had like Nikolai Ehlers out there with Scheifele and Laine, and Neil Pionk fired one from the point, and Ehlers redirected it, and that tied the game at 2. So, that was nice to see that Maurice had the guts to make that change. I know it's been talked about for a while, and maybe guts isn't the right word, but just seeing that the production wasn't there on that Wheeler Scheifele line like it usually is. So let's just try something else out. Probably not permanently, but they got some production pretty much instantly, like the first shift that they were together, and pretty quickly on that shift. So that was cool to see. That was also an interesting point. There's a new rule where if a team dumps it in from their defensive zone, or from their or if a team, I don't know if I'm saying this right. I'll just say the scenario. The Jets fired a puck in from their defensive blue line, and Jonathan Quick covered it up, the Kings goalie. And there's a new rule where if the goalie does that, there's not an icing called. I think that the puck went behind the net. They almost could have called icing, but it went too quick. And instead of him kind of pushing it to one of his guys, he covered it up. So with that, the Kings couldn't change, and the face-off got to be where the Jets wanted to be on the Kings defensive end of the ice. So, and that immediately resulted in the goal. So that was big. I feel like I'm starting to run long here, so I'm going to try and finish up what I wanted to talk about. I'm just looking at my notes here. Yeah, I think I've gotten a lot of that stuff, so I guess I'm not too bad here for what I was looking at. Jonathan Quick, credit to him. So again, credit to the Kings for how they played and how they dictated the pace, but that's also something that the Jets needed to look at is how could they have controlled the pace a little bit. So Jets have like 4 days off now before the Heritage Classic on Saturday. So they'll be revved up for that. That's a special game, and I'm also hoping that they have their legs under them at the beginning of the game. I'm expecting a pretty amped up first period, not only because of the environment, but because of the Jets being fresh and wanting to atone for their effort tonight. So I will talk to you guys soon. I'll probably do another video or two in between then, whether that's about the Jets or whether that's about other NHL things. So thank you as always for your support. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you really liked it, please subscribe. Thanks to Andy Hall for subscribing. I appreciate him being on board. I am in my drive for 100 right now. And please tell me your thoughts on the game. So thanks again. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.